I don't like to say it, but when I was growing up, I was one of those I see, I want children. If I saw my mom pouring some juice, I would say, hey, I want some. Can I have some too? And I'd watch her pour it. Hey, why isn't my glass full? I want more. Contest master, fellow Toastmasters and judges. The funny thing is, sometimes I wasn't even thirsty. But I saw it, so I wanted it. It was there, so I had to have it. And I think maybe some of you can relate.
Yes.
And I would like to say that I outgrew those childish wants, but I didn't. A few years later, when I was a young adult, a younger young adult, I got my first decent paying job, and I needed a car to go to work. So I started looking around, and I found a red Porsche sports car that I wanted. Yeah, sure, it was their lowest end model and was many years old, but it was a Porsche. Can you imagine me driving down Main Street in a sports car? So I went to the bank to get a loan. Maybe you've heard that old proverb. People often buy things they don't need with money they don't have to impress people they don't know or care about. Yeah, that was me. That was me at the bank that day. Luckily, the banker knew about this car and warned me about some of the problems. It was always breaking down and was incredibly expensive to fix or to maintain. I thought, her advice to not buy this seems logical. And she's cute. And she thinks I don't need it. I guess I don't need this car. So I didn't buy that car, but I bought another sports car, a Chevy Camaro.
Oh.
It was newer. It was more reliable. Sure, it had a small engine, was slower. And it really wasn't a Porsche, so some days I was sad I didn't buy the Porsche. And I would like to say that I outgrew these youthful tendencies and wants, but I didn't. And you know, about 6 years ago, a fellow Toastmasters was talking to me. He says, you know, have you heard about Bitcoin? It's this online money. You don't actually have real paper, and people will use this in the future. And I said, sounds interesting, but kind of untrustworthy when there's no real money. At that time, one Bitcoin was worth about $100 US. Last year, it went up to $60,000 US. Could you imagine? How much? Imagine you have 100 NT dollars. You put it in your pocket, and you pull out 16 $1,000 notes. And then imagine you did that with all of your money. How much money would you have? I could have been a Bitcoin billionaire. Or at least much richer than I am now. I could have bought so many things. You're thinking the same as you look at this money, right? But Dory, it's fake money. And as a matter of fact, I can't buy all those things I would like. I would have liked to have bought that nice apartment in Shin District, the ritzy, luxurious one. I can see it from my tiny old apartment. But you know, as I realized I can't do that, my old tiny apartment seemed even older and smaller. And I started to think even more about the things I don't have, becoming more aware and frustrated. Why can't I get that apartment? Why can't I get a new car? Why don't I have more money? And it's frustrating to think about all that. But you know, about a month ago, I was part of a table topics contest. And there was a question about how much money do we need to live? And as I talked about that, I remembered a book I read many years ago. And in this book, a rich merchant was teaching a young apprentice about money management. And he said, in life, we really only need a few things. We need food, some clothing, and a place to lay our head at night. Those are the needs. And there's a line between the needs and the things we want. The wants go forever. We see something, we want it, and we feel we need it. We see something better, we want it. A new phone, we want it. A better car, we want it. We feel we need it. A nice house, we want it. And only our imagination can limit what we would want. It's an unlimited realm of wants. And we need to understand those are wants and not needs. And as I thought about this, I realized, maybe I don't need all those things I want. And I asked myself, what do I really need and what do I want? The neighbors in my old apartment building, they're living happy lives. They don't have all those things. Poor people all around the world with only the basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter happily smile and live their lives. J.K. Rowling lived on food coupons while writing that first book. We don't really need those things. We just feel we need them, and those are wants and not the needs. Do you ever think about this? Have you asked yourself, do I need it or do I want it? I started to change my attitude as I thought about that. And I think you could too, because I find that it helps me to understand what I need and want. It helps me to manage frustrations with what I don't have and to make better decisions. So consider, when I was a young child and I saw the big glass of juice, did I need it or want it? I just wanted it. What about buying that Porsche car? Need or want? Bitcoin fortune? Need or want? How about the luxurious apartment in Taipei 101 district? Need or want? Winning this contest? Need or want? It certainly feels like a need, but maybe it is really a want. Asking ourselves this question, need or want? That, I believe, may be a need. I think we should all ask ourselves this question sometimes to help check ourselves, to check our attitudes, and to appreciate what we have. Toastmasters, I would like to say that I have now completely outgrown those childish wants, but I didn't, and I probably never will. But I know that although we cannot always have everything we want, we can always ask ourselves, need or want? Understand?